Okay, let's look at wall sections now. And here's the garage, excuse me, wall section already done. A couple of things that we need to do to start with is go back to the floor plan and move. If you remember, I already had three sections in place, and I had them named, and most of them were pinned. The garage one may not have been pinned. You may have moved it around. Find the garage section and pull it back to right here where it goes through the wall, just below the garage door. Excuse me. And then set the clip depth on it back so that it's just going through the wall itself, not showing any of the door. And then pin it, but we may have to unpin it again later on. Okay, so get that fixed and then come back to the section. You should not see the garage door track and the walls and the roof and things beyond that. Now we're going to make some setting changes, and then I'm going to show you how to do this on the dining room section. And I moved it, excuse me, I moved it just a little bit. I pulled it out a little bit further out from the building wall, and I changed the clip plane on it to where it's pretty narrow. We're trying to avoid having the cornice returns and soffits and things that are popping up down there. Okay, so we've got that. Um, I made some settings in the view template, and what I'm going to turn off is levels, grids, things like that. So I've already made changes in my view template, so I'm going to go ahead and apply that because we don't want the levels when we start dimensioning, because we don't want to dimension to levels and things. Okay. All right, so now we're going to edit this thing. Uh, so that we've got a slice, a break going through the first floor wall, one going through the basement wall, the first floor wall, and then the second floor wall. So you click on it, and then you click that little thing. But we see it pulled out that, so we want to pull it up again. Click it again. Oh, I don't want to move it. And the top, we're not showing the roof or the seat. Yeah, we got the ceiling. So I'm going to put it about right there. Okay, I feel like such a dummy. Let's look at these and compare it to your paper drawing so that really we're just kind of getting about the same visual size, okay? And we can pull, some of these things in and out, okay? To move it, there's a little double arrow there that we can pull it down. Duh. Okay. I don't know why I didn't see that a while ago, but it is what it is. Okay. And let's pull that back up a little bit. All right. So we get that in place. The next thing we want to do is apply the break lines. And you'll need to load this. Pretty sure it's a component. Let me look real quick. Oh, the detail component. Duh. Yeah. So you need to load family and go break line. And it's in detail general, division one general. So you load the break line. And what we're going to do is I'm going to place one and kind of show you. You have to rotate these things to make them work. And what it's going to do is it's going to cut out. See, that one is for up above. Uh, and in this case, we want it facing down. Okay. Like that. Except for I didn't get it rotated quite. Excuse me. I didn't quite get it rotated right. Yeah, I'll fix that. Okay, so we're going to put those in. And we want it to kind of be kind of close to the top of our thing because it's just going to cut out the rest of that. So I'll do all the top ones and then, okay. And then we rotate one. That was not the rotate I wanted. There we go. Put one on the sides and you can copy them. And then we can adjust the side of our thing there so that it comes in. Now, we want to turn on annotation crop because that's all of our text and notes, excuse me, and things like that that we're going to apply. Okay, now the next thing I would do is dimension all of our, I may have put those in a little close. Yeah, just have to play with it as you start adding in your detail items and your text. You may have to adjust these things a little bit back and forth. Okay, probably the one that you may not remember. Okay, I edited the brick material type and took out the section cutting on the brick common. I took out the cut pattern foreground because it just gives us, diagonal lines for the brick, and we want to do a repeating detail component. And brick should already be loaded in there. It seems to be the kind of the default one. And you just start dragging up. And let's see, I think we can just keep right on going with it. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that worked. Bring to front. Bring to front. Okay. And so, see, that gives us our nice brick with the mortar joint hatching and stuff like that. Let's go back and look at the garage one here. Okay. A lot of these components, you bring in the dimensions. You want to be sure and pick the actual top of the wall or the component that you're dimensioning to. The truss, I drew these lines in as detail lines. Okay. Added hatch fill for the plywood and the sheathing. Nominal lumber for the 2x4s, and that's a 2x3 blocking. This is architectural standard millwork section. I brought in a gutter. I drew a piece of edge flashing drip cap right there because there wasn't a good detail for it. I did not do a hatch for the shingles because there's not one that looks good. Okay. On the anchor bolt, I put it in place and then I selected it and I sent it to the back so that it goes behind the wood cut. Okay. Rebar right here, a couple of rebar sections. And really, I'm thinking that's about it. One change in the garage, we had 5/8 thick gypsum board on the ceiling, whereas the note and the paper drawings, has it listed with the 1/2 inch thick on the wallboard, but the drawings actually said do it in the ceiling too. Okay, so I put my dimensions in, kind of got them lined up. I started putting in my leaders with my notes, and I tried to space them out, get them lined up, and then whichever one turns out to be your biggest, like this one turns out to be the longest one, I I got it where I wanted it, and then I just clicked the rest of them, and then moved them out until they lined up with that one, so that all the text is lined up on the left side like that. Um, and I think that's it. I'm gonna work on the other section for a little bit, and then I'll come back if I need to address anything else.